Here's a quiet moment many people over 60 know well. It doesn't happen during a medical test. It doesn't come with flashing lights or urgent warnings. It usually happens at night. You finally lie down. The room is quiet. Your body's ready to rest. Or at least you hope it is. And then, your leg suddenly tightens. Your foot cramps so sharply it pulls you out of sleep. Or maybe it's not your leg at all. Maybe it's your heart, fluttering, skipping, or beating a little faster, even though you're lying completely still. In that moment, most people think the same thing. This must be part of getting older. And that thought makes sense. After all, aging changes the body. Sleep becomes lighter, recovery slows. Muscles don't behave the way they used to. But here's something science has made very clear. Very often, this isn't aging, it's chemistry. According to Harvard Medical School, adults over the age of 60 absorb significantly less calcium and magnesium than they did in midlife. Even when their diet hasn't changed, the digestive system becomes less efficient. Stomach acid decreases, kidney regulation shifts, and common medications, including blood pressure drugs and diuretics, quietly increase mineral loss. The National Institutes of Health reports that more than 50% of older adults in the United States do not meet the recommended intake for magnesium, a mineral essential for muscle relaxation, heart rhythm stability, and nervous system calm. Calcium deficiency, meanwhile, often develops silently. Bone density can decline by 1 to 2% per year after age 60, according to long-term population studies, without pain, without obvious warning, until the body begins to signal in other ways, through cramps, through restless sleep, through a heart that feels unsettled even when medical tests say everything looks normal. This is the part that's often misunderstood. Your body's not breaking down. It's adapting, it's conserving, and eventually it's communicating. What it's often asking for is not more effort, not more willpower, but replenishment. Two minerals in particular become quietly essential in this stage of life. Calcium, which gives bones their structural trust in gravity and allows muscles to release instead of locking in pain. And magnesium, which steadies the electrical rhythm of the heart, calms the nervous system, and tells the brain it's safe to let go. When these minerals begin to run low, the body doesn't scream, it whispers. And learning to listen to that whisper is one of the most important skills of aging well. Part 1. Calcium deficiency in adults. Over 60, calcium is often talked about as a bone mineral. And that's true, but it's also incomplete. After 60, calcium becomes less about building something new and more about holding together what you already have. It's what keeps the skeleton quietly stable when you stand up in the morning. It's what allows joints to carry your weight without complaining, and it's what lets muscles contract and then fully let go. The problem is, calcium deficiency rarely announces itself loudly. It doesn't arrive as a sharp pain that sends you straight to the emergency room. It arrives slowly, patiently, almost politely. Sign number 1, a dull, aching pain in the bones and joints. Many people first notice it in the lower back. Not a sudden injury, not a dramatic spasm, just a dull ache that lingers. Knees feel stiff when you stand up from a chair. Stairs feel steeper than they used to. Getting out of bed takes an extra moment, not because you're weak, but because your joints don't feel fully ready yet. What makes this confusing is that the pain doesn't feel dangerous. It's not sharp. It's not unbearable. It's persistent. And because it builds slowly over months or years, most people assume it's just arthritis, or simply the cost of getting older. But research from the Mayo Clinic shows that early calcium-related bone loss often presents exactly this way, as vague chronic discomfort long before any fracture or dramatic change appears. Here's why. Bones are living tissue. They constantly rebuild themselves. But after 60, the balance shifts. The body begins to remove bone faster than it can replace it, especially when calcium intake or absorption is low. This can lead to a gradual decline in bone mineral density of 1 to 2% per year, a rate that's slow enough to go unnoticed, until the structure underneath begins to weaken. And when bones lose strength, the joints above and below them absorb the stress. That's why the pain often shows up in the back, hips, and knees. Not because the joints are failing, but because the foundation beneath them is thinning. This isn't the body breaking down. It's the body adapting to scarcity, and it's quietly asking for support. Sign number 2, nighttime muscle cramps. For many people, this is the moment that finally gets their attention. It doesn't happen during the day. It waits until the lights are off, until the body finally relaxes. And then, without warning, the muscle tightens. The calf locks. The foot curls inward. The pain is sharp enough to pull you fully awake. You sit up in bed rubbing your leg, wondering what just happened. Most people blame dehydration, or a bad sleeping position, or the idea that muscles simply misbehave with age. But very often, this is the muscle doing exactly what chemistry tells it to do. Calcium plays a critical role in muscle contraction and release. It's the signal that allows a muscle to tighten and then relax smoothly afterward. When calcium levels are low, that second part doesn't always happen. The muscle contracts, but it struggles to fully let go. According to Harvard Medical School, nighttime leg cramps are especially common in older adults with low calcium balance, not just low intake, meaning the body may not be absorbing or regulating calcium efficiently anymore. And this is where age matters. After 60, the body produces less stomach acid. That makes calcium harder to absorb from food. Kidney regulation also changes, causing more calcium to be lost in urine, especially in people taking common medications like diuretics or certain blood pressure drugs. So even when someone believes they're getting enough calcium, the muscles may still be running short. That shortage shows up at night because sleep is when muscles are supposed to release fully. When they can't, they cramp, not as a failure, but as a signal. The National Institutes of Health notes that leg cramps in older adults are rarely random. They're often linked to mineral imbalance, especially calcium working without enough support. And here's the part many people don't realize. If these cramps are ignored, they tend to become more frequent, not because the muscle is damaged, but because the underlying imbalance hasn't been addressed. This isn't something to panic about, but it is something worth listening to, because the body is being clear. It's asking for balance before the whisper turns into something louder. Sign number 3, loss of height or a slightly stooped posture. This one often goes unnoticed, not because it isn't important, but because it happens so quietly. Someone might mention that you look a little shorter, or your clothes don't seem to hang the same way they used to, or you catch your reflection and notice your shoulders rounding forward just slightly. Most people brush it off. That's just posture. That's just age. But very often it's something more specific. As calcium levels decline, the bones of the spine, especially the small vertebrae, begin to lose density. They don't snap. They don't suddenly collapse. They compress, millimeter by millimeter, year by year. According to the National Institutes of Health, adults can lose measurable height after 60 due to gradual vertebral compression, even without experiencing pain. In fact, many people never feel it happening at all. There's no injury to remember, no moment to point to, just a slow change in how the body carries itself. This is what makes calcium-related bone loss so easy to miss. The body adapts. Muscles tighten slightly to protect the spine. Posture shifts to maintain balance. Movement becomes a little more cautious, not out of fear, but instinct. And over time, what started as a mineral imbalance becomes a structural change. The Mayo Clinic explains that early bone density loss often shows up as subtle height reduction and spinal curvature long before fractures occur, especially in people who otherwise feel healthy. This is not weakness, it's physics. When the bones lose calcium, they lose their internal scaffolding, and gravity does what gravity always does. That's why this sign matters, because once height is lost, it's rarely regained. But when caught early, further loss can often be slowed, sometimes significantly. This isn't about standing up straighter through effort, it's about supporting the structure underneath, about giving the body what it needs before it has to compensate further. At this point, many people think they found the answer. So it's calcium. I just need stronger bones. And yes, calcium matters. But here's where the story becomes more subtle. Because bones don't live alone, muscles don't act alone, and the heart never works in isolation. There's another mineral, quieter, often overlooked, that decides whether the body can truly relax. That mineral is magnesium. If calcium is about structure, magnesium is about calm. If calcium builds the frame, magnesium teaches the body when to soften, and after 60, that lesson becomes essential. Part 2, Magnesium Deficiency. In adults over 60, magnesium doesn't announce itself loudly. It doesn't usually cause sharp pain. It doesn't show up clearly on standard tests. Instead, it changes how the body feels from the inside. How easily you rest, how steadily your heart beats, how quietly your mind lets go at night. And when magnesium runs low, the body becomes alert when it should be at ease. Sign number 1, trouble sleeping or restless, shallow sleep. Many people after 60 tell me the same thing. I'm tired all day. I look forward to bed. And yet, when night comes, sleep never really arrives. You lie down. Your body is still, but your mind doesn't seem to get the message. You fall asleep for a while, then wake up. Sometimes at 2 in the morning, sometimes at 4. And when you wake, you don't feel rested. You feel alert, almost wired. What's confusing is this. Nothing feels wrong enough to explain it. You're not anxious about anything specific. You're not in pain. You're just awake. For years, many people believe this is simply what aging looks like. That lighter sleep is the price of growing older. But science tells a more precise story. According to Harvard Medical School, magnesium plays a central role in activating the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of the body responsible for rest, digestion, and deep recovery. In simple terms, magnesium helps flip the switch from alert to at ease. When magnesium levels are sufficient, the brain releases its grip. Muscles soften. Breathing slows. Sleep deepens naturally. But when magnesium is low, something that becomes increasingly common after 60, that switch doesn't fully turn off. The body lies still, but the nervous system stays awake. This is why sleep problems related to magnesium deficiency often feel different from stress or insomnia earlier in life. There's no racing thoughts, no obvious worry, just a quiet, stubborn wakefulness. The National Institutes of Health reports that more than half of older adults in the United States do not meet recommended magnesium intake. And one of the earliest, most overlooked signs is fragmented sleep. Not trouble falling asleep, trouble staying asleep. This matters more than people realize, Because deep sleep is not just rest. It's when the brain clears waste, when muscles repair, when hormones reset, when the heart truly slows. Without it, the body begins each new day already behind. This isn't a failure of discipline. It's not something you can fix by trying harder to sleep. It's the body quietly saying, I don't have what I need to fully let go. And when you understand that, sleep stops feeling like a battle and starts feeling like a conversation. Sign number 2, heart palpitations or a mildly fast heartbeat at rest. This one often surprises people because it doesn't happen when you're exercising. It doesn't come after climbing stairs. It shows up when you're doing nothing at all. You're sitting in a chair, watching television, reading a book, lying quietly in bed, and suddenly you feel it. Your heart doesn't race. Not exactly. It just feels different. A flutter, a skip, a few beats that feel heavier than the ones before. It's enough to make you pause. Enough to make you place a hand on your chest and listen. Many people describe it as unsettling rather than painful. Not alarming, just unfamiliar. And almost everyone thinks the same thing. Is something wrong with my heart? So they get it checked. Often the results come back reassuring. The structure looks normal. The rhythm looks acceptable. No clear disease shows up. And yet, the feeling remains. This is where magnesium quietly enters the conversation. According to Harvard Medical School, magnesium plays a key role in regulating the electrical signals that coordinate each heartbeat. It helps keep the rhythm smooth, steady, and predictable. When magnesium levels are sufficient, the heart doesn't need to work harder than necessary. It beats with confidence. But when magnesium runs low, something that becomes increasingly common after 60, those electrical signals can become more sensitive. Not dangerous, not chaotic, just unsettled. The National Institutes of Health reports that over half of older adults in the United States fall short of recommended magnesium intake, a gap that has been linked to palpitations and increased nervous system reactivity, even in people without diagnosed heart disease. This is why the sensation often appears at rest. During quiet moments, there's no distraction, no movement, no noise. So you feel the rhythm more clearly. And when the nervous system lacks magnesium, it tends to stay slightly on edge, as if the body is waiting for something to happen. The heart responds to that tension, not because it's failing, but because it's sensitive. The Mayo Clinic notes that magnesium deficiency can contribute to benign heart rhythm disturbances, especially in older adults, and in those taking common medications like diuretics or blood pressure drugs that increase mineral loss. This is an important distinction. This kind of heartbeat doesn't mean the heart is weak. It means the system that guides the heart needs support. And once you understand that, the feeling becomes less frightening. You stop listening in fear and start listening with curiosity. Because again, this is not the body breaking down. It's the body communicating. Sign number 3, mild anxiety, easy tension, or a restless mind. This one is the hardest to recognize because it doesn't feel physical at first. It feels emotional. You might notice that small things bother you more than they used to. A little noise feels louder. A small delay feels heavier. Your patience runs out faster, even with people you love. Nothing dramatic happens. There's no clear reason to feel upset. And yet inside, something feels unsettled. Many people describe it as a low hum of tension. Not panic, not fear. Just a quiet sense that the body never fully relaxes. So it's easy to assume this is psychological. Stress, worry, the weight of life after 60. But very often, this is not a problem of the mind. It's a signal from the nervous system. Magnesium plays a crucial role in regulating how nerve cells communicate with one another. It helps control the release of stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline, the chemicals that keep the body alert and ready to react. When magnesium levels are balanced, those signals stay proportional. The body responds when it needs to, and then returns to calm. But when magnesium runs low, that braking system weakens. The nervous system stays slightly activated, even in safe moments, as if the body forgot how to fully stand down. According to the National Institutes of Health, magnesium deficiency has been associated with increased nervous system excitability and symptoms that closely resemble anxiety, particularly in older adults. This is why the feeling often appears without a clear trigger. You're not worrying about something. Your body is simply in a state of readiness it no longer needs. The Mayo Clinic has also noted that low magnesium levels can mimic mood and anxiety symptoms, sometimes leading people to believe they're experiencing emotional decline, when in fact the issue is biochemical. That distinction matters because it changes how you respond. Instead of blaming yourself for being too sensitive, instead of trying to reason your way out of the feeling, you begin to listen to what the body's actually asking for. This isn't about personality. It isn't about resilience. It's about balance. And when that balance is restored, many people notice something remarkable. They don't feel euphoric. They don't feel artificially calm. They simply feel like themselves again, steadier, more patient, more at ease in their own body. When you step back and look at these signs together, a clearer picture begins to form. Trouble sleeping, a heart that feels unsettled at rest, a quiet sense of tension you can't quite explain. At first, they seem unrelated. Sleep feels like a brain issue. Heart palpitations feel like a heart issue. Restlessness feels emotional. So people chase answers in different directions. Sleep aids, heart tests, stress management, and sometimes those things help a little, but very often they don't address the common thread underneath. Because what connects all three is not the mind and not the heart, but the nervous system itself. Magnesium is one of the minerals that keeps that system grounded. It helps the body shift out of alert mode. It allows muscles, including the heart, to relax between beats. It quiets the background noise that keeps the brain from fully resting. When magnesium begins to run low, the body doesn't collapse. It compensates. Sleep becomes lighter instead of disappearing. The heart becomes sensitive instead of unstable. The mind becomes restless instead of anxious. Everything still works, just not with ease. This is why so many people say, "I'm not sick, but I don't feel right." And they're correct. This isn't illness, it's imbalance. And imbalance is the body's way of asking for attention, not alarm. That understanding changes everything. Because once you see these signs as connected, they stop feeling mysterious, and they stop feeling frightening. You realize your body hasn't turned against you. It's been communicating all along, quietly, consistently, patiently, and learning to listen, to respond with curiosity instead of fear, is one of the most powerful shifts we can make after 60. As we grow older, we're often told to expect discomfort, lighter sleep, a little more tension, a body that doesn't quite settle the way it used to. And over time, many people stop asking questions. They accept these changes as inevitable. But what science and experience continue to show us is something far more hopeful. The body doesn't suddenly forget how to rest. It doesn't forget how to regulate the heart. It doesn't forget how to feel calm. It simply needs different support than it once did. After 60, minerals like magnesium are no longer just nutritional details. They become part of how the nervous system stays balanced, how sleep deepens, how the heart feels steady, how the mind learns to let go again. When magnesium runs low, the body doesn't break, it adapts. Sleep becomes lighter, the heart becomes sensitive, the nervous system stays just a little too alert. These aren't failures, they're messages. And when we stop seeing them as problems to fight and start seeing them as signals to understand, something shifts. We become gentler with ourselves, more curious, less afraid. This stage of life is not about forcing the body to behave like it's 40 again. It's about learning its new language and responding with respect. If any part of this video felt familiar, take it as an invitation, not a diagnosis. Talk with your doctor. Ask better questions. Look beneath the surface. Because aging well is not about doing more. It's about listening better. And when we do, the body often meets us halfway. One calm night, one steady breath, one gentle step at a time.